Hi guys, today I will show you tutorial how to drift, and also I will just be playing my replay and telling you stuff that you should do, stuff that you should not do, and I will be demonstrating some things that might go wrong when you're trying to drift. And also I will show you how I tune up my cars for them to drift perfectly. I'm just gonna go and play and basically you want to go for short gears and also manual mode. When you go on automatic, you can pull off some okay drift, but it won't work. Like if you want to do some stuff, it won't work. Like junction, for an example, if you want to extend a drift like from one turn to the other, like I'm doing right now, you won't be able to do that in automatic. You have to go manual. And it's very important to keep in mind shifting points, and like try to keep the RPM at the maximum, or that's what's gonna happen. For an example, if you're in third gear, you're in the maximum RPM, and then you go fourth, the car will stop because it will lose the RPM. And if you, for an example, if in third gear, maximum RPM, and if you go back, the car will spin out, just like it happened. And about rear entries, it is very hard. Also takes a lot of practice. And for rear entries, what you want to do is you want to go, for an example, you go on third gear, maximum throttle, and then just before you go into the turn, what you want to do is you want to shift down, and then just tap in the handbrake, and then just steer and then counter steer. I think in the second lap, if I'm not mistaken, I will do the rear entry, proper rear entry. Oh yeah, counter steer is very important also. Like, it's important to give a lot of power when you're going into the turn, and then the counter steer is essential, because once you give the power to kick in the turn, there's the rear entry. Once you give the power to kick in the turn, all you have to do is just counter steer. The car is automatically going by itself. All you have to do is counter steer, and remember to keep the RPM high. If you lose RPM, the car will stop drifting, or if you increase too much the RPM, the car will spin out if you cannot control it. Okay, just a little bit further. Okay, I think we're done. Okay, so now just the most important part, the how I tune my cars. Just quickly gonna go in here. Okay, I'm going career, blah blah blah. Car select. Yeah, it also depends on what kind of car. I prefer rear wheel driving system. For me, is better because it does oversteer more than the all-wheel drive cars. But for me, that's good because I know how to counter steer, so I think it's better. Like if you want to extended turns, the rear wheel drive is better. Okay, so I'm using the Mustang right now. Okay, okay, you go in performance. It's very simple step. You want to go in drift, and then this is my current 2.40. The first, the like the random one that comes is like 3.5 not to 100 kilometers, not 16 miles, whatever. Okay, so into this system, you don't change the suspension. You leave it how it is. What you want to do is you want to go to the steering ratio. If you're not, this usually comes like here, but I like mine just to stay here. But I'm just gonna put more. If you can do more. This is a personal one you need to go for. And then the driving, you go for acceleration, and then depends on what car you're using. You just have a test run, and then see what RPMs your car can keep up. For mine is like 6192. There's only 30 kilometers per hour. Keeping shift very close to each other is very important in drifting, because you want to keep the RPM very high. So for an example, if you're at 60 kilometers per hour in first gear, and then you have to change to second, you change to second, there's a 30 kilometers gap. So in other words, this is basically what happens. So if you have a long gears, This is what's it gonna sound like. It's gonna take too long to get there. If the gears are shorter, it means it will get there faster, so the RPM will be much higher. So